So we're here, this blue spot. We need to go to this end, to the river, and a little bit there. So we start finding a campsite around there. I wasn't thinking of find a campsite here because I'm thinking maybe here.
Way at the far end?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. So we are in Allegheny National State Forest. We are backpacking again for the Labor Day weekend. And we have picked a weekend that's going to have some rain. We left right from work Friday, jumped in the car, battled rush hour all the way down across the border into New York State, and we camped last night in a national forest called East Otto, and part of that was timing. We barely got there at sunset, got the tent up, got the meal cooked, and ate in the dark. So today we've got a non-challenging hike, and unlike our last trip in Utah, there's lots and lots of water, which means we can wash ourselves and wash our dishes and purify water for drinking. This geology and plant life and so on is very, very similar to home, whereas Utah had quite a contrast to us. Today is overcast and humid, not horribly hot, and in fact last night must have been cool enough that it has somewhat disabled the mosquito population, so we aren't having to deal with that. We have come down to the point where we spot water. It's way down the hill there. It's called Allegheny Reservoir. And then we're going to follow along this trail, to the other end of where the trail turns away from the reservoir, and that we think is probably our best campsite selection. Sunday, September 2nd, and we got up at the crack of dawn, packed up our site, and we're heading out. Today the forecast was for quite a bit of rain, and it seemed it was going to cover quite a bit of the day in terms of hours. So we thought we'll hike early, get to the car, and maybe we'd just head home and have holiday Monday at home as a more of a rest day. Our backpacks are always more stuffed on the way out on a damper day because we just don't take the time for compression. But it doesn't mean they're any heavier. So the thing about early morning is it's more humid, whereas later in the day you tend to get less humidity and maybe even some more breeze. Right now it's perfectly still and humid. But it's not raining. Everything along the way is wet. So pants are liable to get wet at the bottom as they brush things.
This is the second day we're hiking on this Tracy Ridge trail, and the trail totally is 56 kilometers, and we did over 20, I think. We're not planning to do the 56 because the total 56 include lots of loops. That's lookouts, and they will pass those. Today it looks very quiet, and we try to leave early because I wanted to see some animals in the morning. Usually they are more active in the morning. And last night we had some kind of a rain, and also weird birds was
Oh, there
Yeah.
was like an owl and something I didn't recognize and a bunch of other things, a bunch of other birds that sounded pretty when they all worked in unison. And they all turned on as soon as they were sure the rain had stopped.
I know, it was just so
All
many
explaining it to each other. The rain has
weird
stopped.
birds. Look at this forest. Is that beautiful? The trail looks like very well maintained. I don't see any trouble. It's pretty flat and nothing really challenge. We're hiking and it's very humid and it's very wet, very hot. I don't know it's hot, but I keep asking myself why we keep doing this. It's kind of addicted to it, and when you're doing it, you feel really hot, and then after you finish it, you feel really good, especially next day. Then you want to back to the woods again. It feels like alcohol, addicted to alcohol, you always want to drink. But this is different. It's like when you're doing it, it's really hot. You just want to quit. And you can't breathe, you're hot, you sweat. But you hate it. But when you're drinking alcohol, you feel like, oh, I feel so good. I just keep drinking until, you know, you're drunk. And then the next time you feel like, oh shoot, what did I do? I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna do that to my body again. But hiking is different. When you're doing it, you feel like so hot, so unbearable, and sometimes it's just your body just wants to give up. But then the next day, especially next week, you look at the video what you're doing, you feel like, okay, let's do it again. So that's why we keep doing it. I don't know. It's good or not, but we do enjoy it. Okay, this is day 2, and we are almost out from Tracy Rig Trail. And yesterday we stayed on a campsite. We heard, like, first we heard huge band from the other campsite. Well, literally they're not campsite, they're just, you know, the flat bits beside the lake.
There was a boat moored up and
So,
somebody's on the shore.
Yeah, we heard a big band and Dave said, whoa, Jenny, why are they cutting off the trees? I said, no, because I didn't hear any cutting or, you know, chopping. Then I heard a girl was yelling saying, oh, the tree's all done. So then after a while, on our campsite, there was a big band. First it was a crack and then band. And we were shocked. So we had to move our tent. And the people on the boat says, why are you sawing down the trees? No, we're not. It's just the trees falling. And me and Dave went there to check any, you know, what was falling. We couldn't find anything. It's like a ghost. We saw the tree was weaving, and we heard like a big crack and then big band on the ground.
You saw a tree shake?
Yeah, we saw a tree shake, and then the people on the boat and also saw everything. But we went there and fully checked. We couldn't find which branch, which tree did fall. It was a very mystery. And then on the way out, we saw lots of trees falling, and then we just passed a tree, it just fell. You could see the fresh fell. So anyway, just learn the lesson. Every time you put up your tent and look at the trees, see if they have a chance they're gonna fall. You never know.
So we took this little detour. Apparently it allows you to go down and examine what's between these two rocks. And then continue on with the detour up there, I think. We're practically back at the car. So this is all just for fun. Even the people that just come here and park can walk a couple of minutes and do whatever this does.
Oh, they do have
triangles, yeah, so it's marked.
But I thought we were going to turn that way.
Well,
I didn't think it was going to go down this way. I'm sure you want to do this.
I don't know, how far is this going?
I don't know.
It looked like a small loop on the little sign back there.
It should be a small, because you're in a parking lot. It's a loop, right?
Yeah. You hear someone's car alarm's gone off in the parking lot by the trailhead. No, I don't think mine does that. Yeah, actually it does. That's not what it sounds like though.
Well, this is a bit hot.
Yeah. This allows the people in the campground who want to go for a half-hour walk to actually do some challenging trail and get some grade changes.
This one.
Yeah, it's wedged up there, so it can't fall down. So Jenny and I don't actually know, I mean we have all the GPS stuff and the trail map and all that. We know where we are, but we don't know what this big field is doing here, which appears here to have been mowed to harvest hay, and would seem we walk across it. But we're in the middle of a state forest. Why is there a hay field? And way down there, I think, is the highway. Or maybe it's a little beyond that. Maybe it's beyond those trees. No, that was the highway. I can see a barrier at the side of it. And we go back in the woods, and now we're turning, so we're going back towards the car.